I guess we'll see how this goes. Kind of nervous, but you know what? We all had to start somewhere, right? So I wanted to make a video and kind of explain what it is that I'm doing. The idea of me even recording my fishing and just kind of doing things that are out of my comfort zone. So I wanted to make it quick. I rambled on a little bit there, but my whole goal behind this channel was to kind of show my progress as far as fishing. I've always known how to fish in a sense. I grew up in Alaska, so I did a lot of outdoor activities as a kid, and when I moved to Washington around 13, that all kind of changed. My circumstances were different, and you know, I'll get into that in another video, but long story short, I've had a long year, and I've had to kind of find my way, if that makes sense. This past year, a little over a year now, has been life-altering. For those who know me, know, but those who don't, my sister passed away last April, and it's obviously been really hard. I've never experienced anything like that, and it's just really kind of fucked me up. And so fishing, I feel like when I started getting back into it again, I felt like I could think better, if that makes sense. I really do believe that fishing is kind of like a therapy. So 2 weeks ago, before Mother's Day, I went out to this spot north of Enumclaw in Washington. And anyway, so I go to this lake, and I do it early in the morning, and when I was sitting there, I was recording myself, you know, casting out, hoping I'd catch something, and I was doing it off of an iPhone. While I was doing that, I kind of just got tired of trying to balance the phone. I set the phone behind me, and I just kind of sat there, and I started talking to the camera as if someone was there. But it gave me the idea of, you know, why not, while I'm learning how to fish again and getting better at it, why not have weekly segments or whatever I need to of just kind of talking to the camera about anything, about life, about mental health, about relationships. And then it kind of got to the point where it goes into my next goal, would be to kind of show people who, they're kind of like me, but you know, probably a little bit more worse off in a sense that they don't know really anything about fishing, or they don't have the friends or whatever it may be. And so it kind of adheres them, because most guys, unfortunately, aren't going to be honest and just come straight out and tell somebody they don't know something. One of my buddies, he admitted to me, because I'm his friend obviously, like, hey, I don't know how to fish, and it's embarrassing. You know, just because somebody didn't grow up around that kind of stuff, and just because somebody doesn't know how to, you know, load a gun or change a tire, change the oil, it shouldn't be, the world shouldn't be the way it is right now, in a sense that like a guy is too scared to admit when he doesn't know something, that he is wanting to learn something completely foreign to him, which I fully support, but is worried what his peers are going to think. About 4 years ago, I was on a completely different track in my life. I wasn't happy, you know, who really is, but I was in a really dark place. I was working at, you know, in sales jobs, I was working at a bank, I was working a lot of office jobs, so I didn't work around a lot of people that, you know, would do outdoor activities, fishing, hunting, shooting guns. And I'll tell you, when I started working in my current position and where I'm at now as the new construction project manager, I was humbled really quick. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to gut a fish. I went shooting before, but I really didn't understand things, and I was super embarrassed about it because I didn't like being the only one in the room that didn't know how to do these things. But anyways, so I am very fortunate though by getting into this position. Mainly the installers I work with, my foreman, even builders that I do business with. You know, I've picked things up over this last 2 years. I can feel confident about, you know, like I'm not the best at any of it, but it is, you know, a really good feeling. I want to show people that You didn't need to grow up around it. You don't need to know anything, really. It's so easy to go buy a pull at your local Walmart and just go out on the lake and learn as you go. That's the funnest part about it, is learning new things, right? So, and that's like with anything. It's like when you start a new job. God, how great is it for the first 6 months? It's just exhilarating. You're learning things, and then once you get into the habit of it, and once you kind of see, you know, what it's about, or you know enough, it kind of becomes monotonous, if that makes sense. But fishing, there's so much to learn that even your buddies who talk shit, they don't know. You know, they're learning every day too. But that's part of the enjoyment of it. Now that we're kind of in the subject, is I do think mental health is an important topic to talk about, specifically male mental health and guys not being able to talk about their emotions, making fun of other people for talking about it. For anybody who knows me, I have never cared about that. Obviously, I care what people think about me, the normal stuff, but you know, never once was I ever ashamed that I told somebody how I felt, even some of my closest buddies. And I am very fortunate in that sense. Like, I think I got it from my dad, my stepdad. We had kind of a real shitty hand growing up, and you know, he's the fucking he's the dad that anybody wish they could have. He's the dad that you can get emotional about talking about, or even thinking about anything. Shit, I'm getting choked up. I don't think I would be the man I am today if it wasn't for my dad. My dad cries over everything, and I think not everybody has that, and it's ingrained. You know, don't be a pussy. There are times, I will admit, that sometimes you just need to grow a pair, and I'm not in a sexist way, but guys and girls both need to. You know, sometimes you just need to nut up. But my dad kind of showed me that it's okay to talk about it. It's kind of what I'm getting at. So I've kind of gone a little bit off topic, but in short, the goal was originally track my fishing progress. The next goal would be to help make people feel more comfortable with trying to learn new things, specifically fishing in this scenario, but it could be anything that they think that they're embarrassed to tell another guy that they don't know how to do. Mental health, talking through your problems instead of bearing it away, that doesn't work. I've seen some of the most badass people I know cry, you know, or at least open up enough to tell somebody what's bothering them, instead of just locking it up and eventually murdering an entire school. So those are kind of the main points. I think that this series, whether it is my same 3 friends or family members that watch this, or 50 people, I just really hope, besides me being able to go back and kind of see where I've been as far as... So my camera died on my drive back, so I wasn't able to end the video the way I wanted to, but I just wanted to thank you guys for coming by. Appreciate you guys watching me ramble for the last 10-20 minutes, if that's how long this video is. I'm not going to stop doing this. I think the fishing videos are going to be very interesting to watch, but needless to say, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next weekend.